All right, folks, continuing on with the it ain't pretty, but it works. Pulled the door off just to give it a lick of paint. That I've created just a rough wooden surround around the plug. Turns out that what I thought was that plug being knackered was just paint. So I cleared that off, and the plug is good. Wiring's a bit ropey, but I'll retighten it as and when. So I've cleaned out the window, painted around it, got the vent up. Every wall now has had the right amount of paint. I still need to put another coat on the ceiling, and I've got to put a little bit of a coat over there. And then we can move on to this abysmal bloody thing. It's just a hatch. I created a hatch, which was just the easy way to hide those, and it gives me an easy way to get in there. I might paint it, I might leave it like that. It'll do. It's ugly, but it works. And that's what this is about. I mean, as is, it's going to be a shelving unit in here, which is why I wanted to sort of protect that a little bit. I ended up using a piece of ply that I had left over. But yeah, it's in, it's on, it's done. That was what I set out to do today. So yeah, we're making progress. I was going to use laminate flooring because I've got a lot of that left. That one specifically in there and also in there. And that's why I decided not to use it, because I've already got it in 2 rooms. We bought it specifically for the kitchen. We ended up with a ton of it left over. So I did the bathroom, and I know I've got enough pretty much to do this room, but I don't want to. I don't want 3 grey floors in this house. I was originally going to have grey carpet in the big bedroom, but I chose against it. So instead I've ordered carpet. That's fine. It just means I've got to wait for it to turn up. The big problem is because it is narrower that way than it is that way. That means it's going to turn up rolled from that end. That's in the way. But yeah, not sat idle. We're waiting on carpet. I'm waiting on some timber. I'm going to make an actual frame for the window, because originally I pulled it out. It was only very thin timber, and I had mushrooms growing out of it there because of the damp that was getting in here. So I pulled all of that out, and that's been exposed now for a while. And hopefully if I build a frame, it'll pull that in as well. So I've got some timber arriving probably in about an hour. And I can start measuring that up and getting it painted, ready to be assembled. It'll also hide that bit where the ply's delaminating around the window. So I've got that to do still. This is going to need another coat of paint. The door, I'm not going to bother with the edges, but I wanted it a white door to match like the bathroom, because the bathroom door's white. So I wanted that to match. I'm going to leave the inside unpainted because it works with the colour scheme. But yeah, I had to be really careful here because I was using the nail gun to put these laths on, and I was like, where are the pipes? And I missed this pipe here. The nail isn't quite long enough to hit it anyway, but I miss it by about 1/4 of an inch. So that was interesting, and then obviously just nailed it to the beam. But yeah, that's just some cheap hardware. It's just a couple of hinges and a gate latch. That's it. As I say, I might paint it. I could just leave it like that. I don't. It's ugly. It works. Who cares? So next thing to do is get this tomorrow. This is now, because I'm done for the day. I can't physically do any more because of stuff drying. So this gets another coat of paint. Then the ceiling needs another coat of paint. That corner around the door needs another coat of paint. Then I've got to build window frame. Then carpet turns up. And I've already had a couple of the shelving units arrive. This is where it gets really fun. These are just cheap, like 30 quid shelving units from B&Q. I ordered 7 of them. They're sending them one at a time through Every. I've no idea why. So I've had 2 so far, waiting on another 5, some of which should turn up today. But we'll get there. It's weird how different that yellow is compared to the front dining room. It's the same paint, but I think because this was on a very, very white primer, it's made it very pale, whereas in the front room it's very strong. But yeah, anyway, progress is being made. I'm not sitting idle. I've only got a couple of days left, and then I'm off to see family for Christmas. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one because it'll be the first one. Well, last year was the first one without Dad. This one's the first year as a complete orphan, which it's weird. So yeah, but there you go. Work is being done. I've decided to pull the door off to paint it, and waiting on paint to dry. Anyway, see you soon.